हरिः ॐ गणानां त्वा गणपतिगुं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमं ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पतान शृण्वन्नोतिभिः सीदसादनम् ॐ श्रीमहागणाधिपतये नमः। प्रणो देवी सरस्वती वाजेभिर्वाजिनीवती धीनामवित्र्यवतु वाग्देव्यै नमः। ॐ मातृदेवो भव पितृदेवो भव आचार्यदेवो भव अतिथिदेवो भव। ॐ नमो श्री शंकर भगवत्पाद जगद्गुरुवे नमः। ॐ नमो भगवते रामानुजायै नमः। ॐ वादिराजगुरून् वन्दे हयग्रीवपदाश्रयान् श्रीवादिराजकेसरिणे नमः। पूज्याय राघवेन्द्राय सत्यधर्मरताय च भजतां कल्पवृक्षाय नमतां कामधेनुवे। हरिः ॐ व्यासाय विष्णुरूपाय व्यासरूपाय विष्णवे। ॐ नमो श्रीवेदव्यासभगवाने नमः। हरिः ॐ। Dear friends, we have discussed previously regarding the lessons of happiness. In the previous session, we have arrived at a conclusion that fearlessness is happiness. And fear is caused due to problem phobia and risk phobia. To avoid these problems, we have to educate ourselves, improve our built-in confidence levels. And we should be able to survive without fear. When once we do not fear, we do not have fear, we are happy. This is the first lesson we have learnt. And prior to that, we have discussed what happiness is. Happiness is the ultimate aim of life, the best satisfaction, a stage where we have no requirement, a stage at which we are pleasant, we are peaceful, is happiness. Now, the most important aspect of happiness is courtesy, rather the courteousness. If every man is courteous and he extends courtesy to the others, ultimately he receives the same. If we are courteous to the others will also be courteous to us. This courtesy is the most important factor of the life, which no one should forget and which is highly lacking today. Our traditional dharma says, Satyam bruyat, Priyam bruyat, Na bruyat Satyam apriyam. Priyam cha nanrutam bruyat, Esha dharma sanatanaha. Always speak truth. Speak the truth in a pleasing manner. Even if the truth is not a pleasant news or favorable news, tell it in such a manner the person who receives the information or receives is not hurt. Always speaks sweetly. If we speak sweetly to the others, others may and may not extend the same to us. They may not reciprocate, but if we make it a principle to speak sweetly to the others, we will not be displeased. After all, we don't lose anything. This is what the courtesy to be extended when we talk to the others. When we are pleasing in our conversation, naturally everybody likes us. There will not be any problem of complaints. And ultimately, when we inculcate this habit of speaking sweetly to the others, our character also gets molded and there will be a change in our attitude also. This is for everyone. If you want to be happy, extend courtesy. Speak sweetly. At least do not speak in a hurting manner. The people will be happy. No can be said very sweetly. There is one incident many of the people not aware of, in our country particularly, that's pertaining to Mahatma Gandhiji. When Gandhiji was invited to Round Table Conference in 1930, between 1930 and 32, there were 3 Round Table Conferences, and a delegation led by Gandhiji went to London to discuss the representatives, to represent their delegation, their arguments regarding the improvements to be made for protecting the rights of the people in our country. The delegation was led by Gandhiji. Then Viceroy Lord Irwin, he invites Gandhiji one day to his house for dinner. Gandhiji goes to the dinner, and the Viceroy, the Lord Irwin, when he saw Gandhiji while entering his palace, he gets so much annoyed because he gets surprised. Is this short man who is causing so much of disturbance, so much of irritation, so much of unrest in the people of India, in the name of freedom, fight for freedom, and causing headache to the people, to the royal people who are sitting in London? Is it so important that we should invite him with his delegation for talks to a round table conference to discuss And he gets annoyed and he starts abusing Gandhiji. He abuses Gandhiji. What do you think of yourself? Do you think that will you be able to get freedom to your country from England? Do you think that we are doing injustice to your country? Are we not ruling properly? What do you think of yourself? You're thinking too much of yourself. You can never win over in your efforts. And he goes on abusing for 10 to 15 minutes. Gandhiji patiently listens to him. And finally, when the viceroy stops, he says with a smile on his face, "Am I not the correct invitee, Your Highness? Or did I come to a wrong place? I am told that the royal representatives are known for their best hospitality in the world because they proudly feel that they represent the royal family. I never expected that the guests will be received like this." And Viceroy feels that he slapped, and he immediately realizes that Gandhiji is his guest and he has invited him for dinner. And he realizes, he extends his sincere apology. "Mr. Gandhi, I extend my sincere apology. I'm sorry, I have forgotten. Please excuse me, please come in." Then he receives him in a fine manner. So, a smile, a patient reply can speak of many things which the words cannot express. Even in Bhagavad Gita, the Lord says the same. "Dhyayate vishayan pumsaha sangasteshu pajayate sangat sanjayate kamaha kamat krodho bijayate krodhat bhavati sammohaha sammohat smriti vibramaha smriti bhramsat buddhinasat pranasyati." See, when we have desires, that when we are not, while fulfilling the desires, in the process of fulfilling the desires, we get impatient. Impatience leads to irritation. Irritation leads to annoyance. Annoyance leads to loss of balance, loss of temperaments, ultimately which results in making us commit or do the wrong things. So, if we want to be happy, if we want to be peaceful, in fact, happiness is the ultimate aim of life. Happiness is the aspiration of life. Happiness is the purpose of life. If we want to be happy, the simplest way of being happy is keeping the others happy. If you keep the others happy, naturally the others will not make you unhappy. Even in Mahabharata, while Bhishma Pitamaha is on the verge of death, taking his last breath, Dharmaraj approaches him and asks him to teach Dharma. Then Bhishma Pitamaha tells him, Sarvonnata Dharma. What is that? He says, don't resort to doing any such thing which, if the others do, you get hurt. So, don't do any such thing. Naturally, everyone want to be pleased. I'll be unpleasant if somebody does a thing which I don't like. Naturally, the others also feel the same. So, when I don't do such thing, the others will not be displeased. So, the pleasantness is happiness. Having a decent, disciplined courteousness will always makes you feel extremely happy. And because here I have referred one thing pertaining to Gandhiji, and one thing I want to tell you, then itself I want to tell you, and Mahatma Gandhiji. And many of the people do not know the title Mahatma was not conferred by Indian government. It was British government which decided and admitted as Gandhiji as Mahatma, issued an order on 2nd September 1938 that, in fact, it was issued by the government of Central Province, British government, to all the department to refer Gandhiji as Mahatma in all the future correspondence. This fact is not known to many people. So Mahatma was the title given by, it was not even title, they referred Gandhiji with all their respects, instead of referring him to Mr. Gandhi as Mr. Gandhi, the government instructed all the department to refer him as Mahatma Gandhi. So, there are best examples for the people who were always happy in spite of all their worries. In fact, being a leader and lead for a movement, freedom movement, leading crores of people, Gandhiji used to never get irritated. Of course, after entering the freedom and after the freedom movement is started, freedom fight is started, Gandhiji got never irritated. Of course, he had certain differences with the other leaders, but he used to resolve them and sit them, discuss and resolve those issues. It was very tough to be like that. And for us also, this simple thing of a smile with courtesy is extended to the others, the people will be very happy. In fact, if this practice is followed, and this is to be practiced, it's not very easy. It's an art. For this, we have to mold our personality if necessary. But when once you cultivate this habit of being very courteous and start extending courtesy to the best possible extent to the others, you will be a very happy man. So, the ultimate and second lesson of the happiness is extension of courtesy. If you want to be happy, lead the life with discipline, respecting the people. If you respect the people, you will be respected by the people. And unfortunately, this simple fact is not being absurd, and unnecessarily the people are getting indulged in arguments, emotions, and losing their balances, creating unrest in their minds. So, if you want to be peaceful and happy, be courteous. Always extend courtesy to the others to the best possible extent. You will be extremely happy. And practice this from now onwards, and you will be the happiest man in this world. So, if you are fearless, if you are courteous, you are respected, you will be a successful man who can lead your life happily in future. So, start practicing. Don't get irritated. Irritation and annoyance are two diseases. They cause unrest in human life. It's tough. You have to practice. Try to practice and carry on. You will be the happiest man. Thank you.